The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
They gave me my theme music!
Soundstripe.
This is a Planet Fanatics production.
Apparently, his mutant power includes vanishing from any room I enter. Any word why Bishop's not with him?
They were separated in the time stream. Nathan, Cable, landed in the future, alone.
I sent Nathan away to give him the best possible future, and it was so horrible he's come back to stop it.
Your son came back because he needs his father.
Never thought to ask the professor to show me how he did what he did so well. Be a father.
His name is Bastion. In my timeline, he used the fallout from Genosha to get backing for his Prime Sentinel program. Sentinels are created using the same techno-organic virus Sinister infected me with as a baby.
Giving birth to a new apex species designed to replace mutants like humans did Neanderthals.
The war lasted 300 years.
So another dystopia where Logan's the last to die.
Bastion saved humanity by upgrading it. Any mutant who survived was put to work. Xavier's dream came true.
Oh, didn't expect to see Polaris.
Ushered in a bright and peaceful future as its backbone.
Why the heck didn't you stop Genosha?
Take a seat, Logan.
Daddy's own.
I've tried.
was walking across that shit.
The attack on Genosha. We are temporally pulled away from the event.
The mystics of Kamartaj speak of absolute points. Events that occur across all timelines.
Kamartaj.
Cable could travel to the very moment Genosha fell.
And
but time would
weird,
stop him.
strange.
It was you. You're why Madeline was happy when she saw you.
But a rebel in my future got a lead on one of Bastion's facilities in your time. But at least now, I can avenge her.
Who exactly is Bastion?
Details are sketchy, but best guess, he's some type of backup android that Master Mold uploaded into after you took him down.
We need to do reconnaissance.
That machine killed my mother.
We need to make sure he doesn't do the same to anyone else.
A couple centuries late in the overprotective dad bit, huh?
Both of you, stop it! Look.
And our empire shall welcome a new emperor, Professor Charles Xavier.
This shocking off-world transmission was released by the UN, who now fear the X-Men faked their mentor's death years.
This is a great storyline.
This shit already
was
so
found
good.
murdered in Mexico.
Bastion's been playing us from the get-go. It's time to turn the tables and end his twisted plans for the future.
And it's a shame, because it gives all
10 cases of wine be
Somebody needs to help those poor souls. The X-Men certainly aren't.
We were trying to keep you people from coming after the professor again.
You can help her, Miss Gray.
Yes, and please, call me Jean.
Madeline preferred her first name too.
It's odd. I see her son, and I remember him kicking inside me. And Scott listening, and those cravings for oranges with cottage cheese. Just like I remember.
Memories are merely dim images echoing with emotion. Does it matter if you heard his first cries? If you remember how it felt to hear them? I was abandoned by my mother Mystique as an infant. Despite our shared blood, I was too blue for her. To let go of the past and simply be family. Blood is blood. Family is a choice.
Kurt always be coming with that wisdom.
Man.
One thing that they do very well in this one, I know it's not the first episode they've done it, but leaning into him and Rogue's family relationship.
Bastion's very own Dr. Mengele. What's so funny?
There she is right there.
Who, Mystique?
That's definitely a Mystique. I just...
I've been questioning. I just don't know what the fuck she's been doing.
Bastion says you haven't spoken a word since Genosha. I didn't know. I swear.
This is a mistake. Vala's mistake.
Forgive me. Curse me. Just please talk to me. You must have something to say.
Oh, because he's back, bro. He is not that peace-loving,
for Coco.
let's make it better Magneto no more.
And apologies. The X-Men locking up the lead suspect behind Genosha in their basement is a pretty big headline.
A good doctor's been hoisted by his own petard. Now a cyborg variant of the very machines he invented.
How the fuck is she
No more yellow journalism for...
This is no Sentinel facility. This is Bastion's childhood home. I sense another mind.
My son said you'd come get me tomorrow. Now please, make yourselves at home while I pack.
Jean can't just figure out what the fuck's going on.
Neanderthals were brutish creatures. I see a child who can hear things, not thoughts.
That's what I was thinking, like, what is she doing? She can...
Nimrod. Creating something new. Parts, past, present, and future. He's descended of every Sentinel from Master Mold to Nimrod. Mutated, evolved, born.
So I hand humanity Genosha. Overload their bandwidth. Too much to compute. Because when your skin's not in the game, apathy's your answer.
Do not mistake Doom's collusion as indifference to flagrant war crimes.
Next time I'll send memo.
Your Sentinel program can go wide so long as
This shit is
leaders
tough.
like President
This shit is so
X-Men
good.
as allies.
Oh, they said President
Also
Kelly.
request Dr. Cooper stay with you to ensure those memos go out.
Nifty. I'll even throw in a tour.
Where is that?
Which one?
Operation Zero Tolerance. Trask's Sentinels, they're too blunt. You can spot them a mile away. We need something deadly, but discreet. This fellow was your average Joe. People like Joe turn to dial-up chat rooms to speak freely, to connect. Builders lay off a dozen workers and hire one mutant with the strength of 10 men. What's a taxi driver supposed to do when a teleporter gets you there in a blink? The human over and over that the future is leaving them behind. But I invite them to be relevant again.
You said you were building a new Sentinel, not weaponizing civilians.
You sound like a dinosaur fretting the fate of an asteroid before impact.
He was a hard pregnancy. Sebastian, it's important to cherish every second with your child. Let me show you his best one. Painted it when he was 16. The final dream, he called it. Like all good art.
I knew it.
Well, yeah, she's in a fucking abandoned house in the dark.
It imitates
I bet you the fucking lady that's talking to
We gotta give
Beast
my mom time. This is
Sentinel
all
too.
new to her.
While you give her time, you're giving me this new outfit.
Yo, Ford, a little privacy?
Surrender, mutant!
We must warn the team.
Don't! You'll spoil his surprise. All those years telling us to face the future. Your future. But now...
Cable, any of those nifty grenades of yours?
Yeah, might need a few more.
He's turned his entire hometown into...
Nathan! Jean! Run!
I am totally done with mold!
Where is she? Damn, they just hovering over Rogue.
Nah, Kurt ain't gonna let this shit fly.
Why resist the inevitable?
Lady, I got 6 reasons why.
No, mein Freund. Nein.
Kurt ain't gonna have that shit with Rose.
He must get them away from Rogue.
Wolverine's point of view going through. Oh, that is dope.
Man, everyone could fly but me!
Storm saved her in the original series from Sentinels. So I'm just finally, god damn, finally.
You too?
I know. I've been practicing in the danger room.
Time's taught me anything when you can't go back. Plow forward!
Okay, let's show these toasters why you don't screw with the Summers.
Mom, these killer robots are trying to kill me.
We do not kill mutants. We save them. Stand down.
Meu filho, do what the men say.
That human wretch let Magneto out. She's lost her mind.
Too little, too late. Do you understand the futility of your bleeding heart? Of fighting the future?
You're a monster.
I was born this way.
In Genosha, I felt a lot of things. But you know what the oddest thing was? No one seemed shocked or surprised. Not even me. Really, I just had the most profound sense of déjà vu. Past, present, and future didn't matter and never had, because we always end up in the same ugly place. Magneto knows us better than Charles ever did.
He's definitely a mutant.
Experienced tragedies like Genosha as a bit of déjà vu before getting on with our day. But the scariest thing about Genosha, it was a thought. The only sane thought you can have when being chased by giant robots that were built to crush you. Magneto was right.
He's done. Magnus. There he is. There he is. Magneto said enough. That's some Omega level ass shit.
I'm about to say, him and Storm, though. Only two that can do this shit. I know there's gonna be one of them.
Magneto actually did it.
Saved our hides?
No, declared war. Where's the professor when you need him?
Right there. You're right there.
I hope that I'm not too late. To me,
My X-Men. And they're all hearing it like, oh shit. Professor's back? So dope. So dope. Very, very, very good episode. So dope. what's up and what's going on, everyone? Appreciate everybody being in the chat. Q, can you hear me? What's up and what's going on, everyone? Appreciate everybody being in the chat. I don't know if Q can hear us. He can't, because I can't hear him either. Q can hear us. He can't, because I can't hear him either. Q, I can't even hear you. Hold on. All right, can you hear me? The fuck? I can't hear him. All right, can you hear me? I can't hear him now. He says he can hear me, but I can't hear him. He says he can hear me, but I can't hear him. I don't know why I can't hear you, Q. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, probably, but this... Yeah, this stream is already set up. Yeah, this stream is already set up. I do apologize, everyone. That's sad. Trying to get Q online. I do apologize, everyone. That's sad. Trying to get Q. Let me see. Bear with me one moment, everybody. Because this thing said default, right? That's my noise. Talk you. One moment, everybody. No. Oh, I hear you now. That was loud. Okay, Q, can everybody else hear Q? In the chat, can you hear Q? Okay, chat says they can't hear you, so hold on. No, I can hear you, but the chat cannot. Chat says they can't hear you, so hold on. So hold on. That's the output. I can hear you, but the chat cannot. Chat says they can't hear you, so hold on. That's the output. That's pretty crazy. Maybe I should just try all of those.
See, everybody said no, but Raymond said very faint.
That's pretty crazy. Where the hell is that coming from?
See, everybody said no, but Raymond said very faint.
Talk again, Q.
Discussing the episode, and I said I'm about to start sweating in my car because it's hot.
Where is that coming from?
So for some reason, DJ said he can hear me.
Is that in your computer?
We can hear him a little now. I mean, it can't be my phone because I'm not gonna lie.
Is that your phone?
I think it's the monitor he's coming out of. That's why they hear him. Talk it. Now that I changed that, can you guys hear Q? Yeah, but I changed it, so I don't know if I can. Yeah, I don't know why they can't hear you. Because I've gone through all of them. Say something again. That's I mean, I guess I can have you on that. That's really weird, but
That shit gonna be all delayed and not synced up with the picture.
it's yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't know why that's not just coming through the desktop audio.
Raymond said we heard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they can hear that, but
Raymond said we can hear him.
okay. Well, then that'll. That's fucking frustrating. Q, I'm gonna send you a StreamYards link. All right. Sorry, everyone. I tried to do this through Discord because this is what Henry suggested, but in his suggestion, he didn't answer the phone to fix his suggestion. So I'm going to go back to just what I wanted to do from the beginning, and that was StreamYards. Yeah, that's the thing about not having Henry in studio, is this gonna make me make a new thing? No, that's the problem. It is. I don't want to do it that way. What the fuck is an on-air webinar? Okay. Well, you know, maybe I won't have Q on here, unfortunately, for that episode, because I can't get that to come up the way I want it to come up, and I don't want it to be wasted, and I've already wasted enough time trying to just talk about this episode. But good episode. I thought this was another good episode of 97. I thought the fight scenes were fantastic, especially between getting to see Nightcrawler and Wolverine fight together. I thought that was super dope. The Sentinel program, the Prime Sentinel program that's going on with Bastion right now is everything. I mean, it looks super bleak for the X-Men. I mean, this is if you know the story in the comics and how it goes, it doesn't. I'm thinking maybe at the end of this season or maybe the next season we might see Hope Summers, because I think this might be the storyline that they are kind of going down. But it looks like, from what we've just seen so far, like I said, it looks like these next two episodes, which are going to be sad because the season is ending, these next two episodes are, I'm sure, going to be mind-blowing. But one of the things I did want to say, I said it during one of the things that I did want to say, and I didn't, I was thinking it during the show. I was about to say it. If you were watching during the reaction, I was about to say it when I was saying, when Jubilee was running in the mall the mall scene, I was talking about how in the original, the 92 series, how when you first meet Jubilee, Storm rescues her at the mall. And I was thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be a full circle type of deal. We haven't seen Storm yet this episode. Maybe she's going to swoop in and save Jubilee and Sunspot, from the mall, from Sentinels, like she saved her in the original. But no, I was expecting Storm to show up, but she did not show up. So I'm assuming in these next 2 episodes, we are going to see both Storm and Magneto do some pretty crazy Omega level shit, especially with Storm though, because like I said, I know a lot of people don't like to have that conversation, and of course there's the video we put out that got a lot of hate for this conversation, but it kind of plays credence into what I was saying. You look at where Storm is right now. She has not been in this episode. She wasn't in the last episode, and she got her powers back in episode 5, and we've now had 2 episodes since then, and still no Storm. So it's and that's kind of the conversation that when I was saying like, oh, I would like to see more of those heroes. Even with the color heroes we do have. Still not getting to see him, but X-Men 97 is great. It's great. It is fantastic. It is a fantastic series. But with it being fantastic, again, like I said before, would still like to see some of those others. And still, again, where is Bishop? Bishop's been gone since episode 2. So yeah, great show though. I thought the scene between Roberto and his mother, very well done. When Roberto flies in and breaks the party, crashes the party that she's having, the fundraiser for Genosha, and then you see the worried looks and on everyone's faces, all the party guests murmuring amongst themselves and whispering about, is he a mutant and things like that, and then his mom is now faced with that decision of what do I do? Do I stand with my son, or do I turn my back on my son and, go with the crowd? And she, of course, did the latter. She went with the crowd. And I think, definitely Roberto saw that, felt that for sure. These were things that Jubilee, was talking about with her family and things like that. It's just, the whole thing, great episode, great scene with that. I thought also the scenes with Bastion explaining his plan and just the whole, before he was explaining his plan, let's go back to the whole scene with the Summers family when they went to Bastion's childhood home. I thought it was really cool seeing the Summers family work together, seeing Cable work with his dad, seeing even though Jean is not biologically, I don't know if that's so weird, because it is a part of Jean, so that is her body. I mean, she said so even though Jean's not his mama, the one that carried him, it was still a very cool family moment with all of them. I thought too, the whole Porsche thing, playing more, giving more nods to the X-Men, the live-action Fox series, giving more nods to the live-action Fox series with having Scott in the Porsche. I don't think it was a Porsche in the Fox X-Men live-action movie, but still nodding to him driving that vehicle, and then the whole nod about the I don't think we've seen it yet, but it wasn't in this episode. I'm assuming it's going to be in the next episode with the him giving. Everybody saw the clip on Twitter, him giving Cable the team uniform, and then him saying, what he said, and then it's just a playback to what he said to Logan, or what Logan said to him, and I think it was X2, or no, it was the first X-Men. So yeah, just really, really cool, all of it. I really liked this episode. Only 2 left, and that is so sad. Because after this, I don't think there's, well, unless you're a Star Wars fan, I believe, Acolyte is coming. Bad Batch ended today, so there's not a lot going on right now outside of after this. I mean, we've got Planet of the Apes that is coming out. You've got Deadpool that's coming out, but after this we don't know when season 2 is coming out. We do know that they don't want a long wait in between each season. Season 2, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is done. They are starting on season 3, and from what the reports are saying, they want to do many seasons. On top of those mini seasons, they do want to do an animated movie as well. That is something they're talking about. also, you know, seeing Spider-Man in this, even though he didn't say anything, it was just a little crossover. Then Bo did confirm that is the Spider-Man from the 90s animated series. You know, this plays more into what we're going to see in some of these, you know, probably not in these next 2 episodes, but in seasons to come, the crossovers that we could see. I think seeing Spider-Man, I think also, I don't know how that whole thing works with Sony, and I think anything Spider-Man they have to approve on. So I don't know if Sony approves on Marvel doing a 90s animated Spider-Man series. I don't know if that's how the contract works, what the deal is, but I think that they are really leaning heavy into trying to do the 90s revival of the 90s Spider-Man series. And I think that, you know, with the reception of 97, they probably really are trying to do a lot of people were talking about that online this morning, trying to do the animated universe. And again, that was a thing back in the 90s. You had the Hulk show, the Silver Surfer show, the Fantastic Four show, the Iron Man show, She-Hulk had a show, X-Men, and then of course Spider-Man. So it was these, you know, doing this animated universe and this crossover. But they also said President Kelly, which was, you know, President Kelly getting the shot out there. So it's you've got the whole animated universe that they're trying to do, and I as I've said before, I think animation, you can do so much more with animation. So I would love to see an animated universe type deal thrown together by Marvel. I think, you know, if you got the right writers on it, you've got the right people involved, you can get that X-Men 97 type feel on all these revival type shows. Also, seeing Doctor Doom, seeing Baron Zemo, and I know some people were, I even said it, you know, me and Q both asked who was the female talking to, so I was thinking more so when I was editing it, I thought maybe, just maybe, I don't know, and I doubt it, probably not, because it's a completely, you know, now that I'm thinking about it and I'm saying it out loud, sounds crazy, but it's a completely different universe, nothing to do with the MCU that we know of, so maybe doubtful that would be Sharon Carter, but I just thought, you know, maybe, I'm trying to think what other female, maybe Val, I don't know, but again, not MCU, so I don't know who that could have been, but just interesting seeing those two speaking with Batson and speaking with Sinister. Very cool, just how widespread the universe is, and how, you know, it's all already all connected. You don't have to do any connecting, so it's really cool. I love what I'm seeing with 97 so far. The show is great. I find myself every week counting down till is it Wednesday again, and this just again was another good episode. You've got so many different stories happening in one episode, and something that they are so brilliant at doing is at the end of each episode they take all the stories that we are watching, because we're watching so many different stories within the episode, but they don't feel disconnected. They are able to take all those stories and then loop them all back together in a 31-minute span time, and it's just brilliant. I say it every time. Again, I just finished the finale of Bad Batch. Sure, okay, it wasn't 23 minutes, it was 51 minutes, but what they did in that 51 minutes is nothing compared to what 97 is able to do in the 25 and 31 minutes in a regular episode. This is not a finale. So it's just, it's night and day difference, and I think that, you know, it's the storytelling aspect, it's the character building, it's just the everything. It's the entire thing. It's a great show. So I hope everybody is enjoying it as much as I am. Q said, no Storm, Cable left Bishop in the future. Hopefully they both are being saved for huge roles in the last two. He also said, question, I wanted to ask y'all, who was the cameo after Doom, the woman? Yeah, so I was, yeah, but maybe not like what I said. I highly doubt that, but no idea who she could be. He also said them building the Golden Gate Bridge was when Magneto was walking across in the Fox movie. He said, I would assume that was a little nod to the Fox universe. But yeah, all of it. Very great episodes. I'll jump into some of the comments of what you guys are saying. Let's see. Sutherland said, so is this somehow leading towards X-Men versus Avengers? There were, so when Captain America showed up in that last episode, or episode, what was it? 7. Was that episode 7? Yeah, when he showed up in episode 7. There were conversations about that online. People thinking that could this be leading toward an X-Men versus Avengers type of animated deal? And the reason people thinking that is maybe the Avengers are a deal right now already, or in the animated universe. You know, I don't know if that was ever established. From my understanding, from my remembrance of the 90 series, and I did rewatch it, of course, before watching 97. I don't think, or watch some of it before watching 97. I don't think that the Avengers as a team ever showed up in the original 90s series. So this is picking up where the last season left off in the 90s. So I would assume they would still not be a team, but maybe they are, maybe they aren't. If they are a team, then Captain America kind of chose a side. I don't know, but again, that's not the Avengers choosing a side, but the whole thing between him and Rogue, you know, when she said, you've chosen a side, and through the, you know, he said, I got to do this one by the book. Again, I don't know if that's just him solo or if that's a team thing. I don't know. So it could be leading to a Avengers versus X-Men type of deal. It would be really dope. And again, I think that would be very much better handled in an animated type of format than trying to, you know, with the current rumor of them wanting to make Avengers 5 or leading to some type of let me kind of slow down here. They're trying, the newest rumor is they may do Secret Wars in a 3 parts instead of a 2-part. And if they do it in a 3-part, then maybe one of those would be Avengers versus X-Men. And at this point in time, trying to rush an Avengers versus X-Men live action film just smells like disaster to me. But in an animated format, I think you could get away with so much more. You can do so much more. You can, you know, it's better animation. Not Again 90 said, if they are serious, this is the perfect time to start the animated Marvel Universe. Pivoting off X-Men 97 would be a great start, and it could possibly lead into animated movies for years to come. Yeah, they are showing, you know, what you can really do with animation. Again, some of us have kind of had these conversations before. I remember I've had this conversation before when talking about Star Wars, when talking about Clone Wars. I remember when that last season 7 of Clone Wars came out, I said they just need to strictly do animation because you can do so much more in animation. We were able to show the Siege of Mandalore. You know, that's something that you read about in comics and things like that. You read about on Wikipedia, but they were able to take the siege and actually show us what the Siege of Mandalore looked like. In a live action format, that's very damn difficult because you've got to have the sets, you got to have this, you got people drawing, and look at what happened with Invincible. You know, they were talking about, I remember the creators came out and said, well, it takes a long time to draw things, and that's why it took so long for season 2 to come out. But you just can do so much more with animation. I think if they're smart, stay away from that what if animation style. And I don't know if anybody's watching Crisis right now, the Crisis event on DC. I don't know why DC pivoted to the animation style that they are using now. Completely terrible. I don't know what that's about. But B. Smith, thank you so much for the super. Very generous. He said the format of 97 will work for not only an animated universe but also the MCU, and I completely agree with that. It will work for the MCU. The thing about it working for the MCU though is with this 97 you have, which we've all talked about, we all know this. You had Beau DeMayo and Chase Conley and all the other brilliant creators that you had in the room. That, you know, Beau made a requirement. You had to be this, you had to be that to come into the room and be a part of this project. The thing about, you know, those MCU live action projects, you've got you know, creators like Taika Waititi saying, oh, I want to put this in the film just because I know that's going to piss off comic book fans. Or you've got, you know, producers, executive producers like Nate Moore saying, well, if writers that know the comics, that's a red flag for us, and this and this and that. You know, when you have that type of attitude on the live action end of things, well, you get the duds that we've been getting. I think that, again, what you said, that can not only just work in the animated universe but also work in the MCU if they take that Beau DeMayo writer's room mindset with them on every project. It's got to be people that absolutely know these characters, that absolutely love these characters, that absolutely love not just these characters, but want to see fans smile, want to make fans happy, and want to tell a great story. Again, you're not, with some of these directors, you're not getting that because you're getting directors that have never picked up a comic book before. Again, not Marvel related, but Star Wars. Tony Gilroy directed Rogue One, which I think is a brilliant fucking Star Wars film. It's the best thing Disney's done since purchasing the IP. But with Andor, and I know some of you really like Andor, but with Andor, he said something in an interview that threw me all the way the fuck off. When they asked him, what can we expect to see? Well, don't expect to see lightsabers and aliens and this and that. Well, so don't expect it to be Star Wars? Okay. So that's what I mean when I say having people on the projects that know what the fuck they're talking about, that understand, the importance of certain elements that, might be something small to a regular fan, but to a super fan, like, we notice and pay attention to the little details. It's the little details and things that we care about. So I agree, though. I do agree. We just got to get creators and directors in there that actually give a fuck. Q said, Ricardo and I were talking about Avengers vs. X-Men. Needs to be an animated movie. Start up an animated Avengers series and build up to each other. Yeah, I think that it, again, the animated universe just works so much better. So much better. Not Again 90 said, I'm not a big fan of I'm not either, of the What If animation at all. It feels like something is missing. Something's missing from it, which keeps me away from the story and experience altogether. Yeah, I don't even watch it. I don't even watch it at all. I tried with, is this season 2 or 3? I think I'm going to watch season 3 if Storm is in that What If episode, because I do want to see whatever that's going to be about. But I tried to watch, like, I think it was the What If Peter Quill, if Yondu did take him to his dad. I fell asleep on it. I don't like What If. I don't like the What If animation at all. Again, I don't know if anybody's watching Crisis, but that animation, it reminds me a lot of it, and I just don't like it. Andre said, do you think Deadpool will show up in X-Men 97? When he is going around the multiverse? I don't know. Will we see him maybe peek into an animated universe? Possibly so. I don't know if we will see him enter the 97 universe, though. That'd be interesting. And, as much as they've said before that the 97 series wasn't going to be a part of the MCU or part of, the whole multiverse thing, I think that is, what they are going to try to do. Xavier said, without Bo's direction, they'll just regress back to pissing the fans off by steering away from the source material. And this was something that I had brought up last night in last night's stream to Q. I had asked him, with them wanting to do, is because the current talks right now is they want to do multiple seasons, and they want to get them out. They want them to come out like one after another. They don't want it to be a long wait time. Because they're riding high on the success of 97 right now. Again, talking about wanting to do the animated movie for 97 as well. So I brought that up last night. I asked Q, but with Bo not being a part of it, because he did get asked on Twitter. He got asked on Twitter yesterday. Someone asked him, hey, Bo, in season 2 or in future seasons, are we going to see Kitty Pryde or Bobby? I really love that couple, blah, 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 blah. I love them together, all this kind of stuff. Well, Bo commented back, I can't speak to future projects with the sad face emoji. So that sparked the conversation of, do you then lose the spirit and that is 97 right now? Of course, Bo's not the only writer on there, but he is the head writer. He is the one that's making a lot of the calls, if not all the calls. He is the one that is answering all the questions on Twitter right now when it comes to anything of these episodes. He's the one that made the demand for what it had to be if you came into the room and everything like that. So do you lose that when you lose Bo? Do you lose that spirit? Do you lose that what 97 currently is, the storytelling aspects, the character development? Again, he's not the only creative on this, but he is the creative on this. So it's like, what happens, So it is a question if you do future things with 97 not having Bo DeMeo involved, what does that look like? DJ said, They just be there for the check, for that check. Yeah, that's for those directors and stuff. Yeah. B. Smith said, I'm hoping Feige is going to lean heavily on the Beau DeMayo style of not having his writing talk. I hope he leans heavily into the Beau DeMayo style as well. You know, we don't know what Beau did, and I'm not gonna, I still say I would love to see Beau back if he didn't do anything that's, outlandish, crazy over there. But I would love to have him back, and I not just for the animated side of things. There was that whole post after episode 5 came out going around saying, Marvel needs to give the keys to Beau for not just the animated X-Men, but for the live-action X-Men. I would love to see him even handle the live-action X-Men on the writing. So, yeah. Q said, remember, Marvel fired James Gunn and hired him back. There's a chance Beau is back. That's true, too. They did fire James Gunn, and they brought him back. Now, the thing with the only deal with that whole James Gunn thing is he had Pratt behind him. He had the entire cast behind him. They were all saying, if we are gonna do this, and it's got to be James's script, and James needs to be back for this, and it's not the same, we're not emotionally connected. They were really campaigning for James Gunn to be back, and I don't know if they, within their contracts, what demands they could make, but he did have Chris Pratt and everybody behind him, and I think I don't know, outside of everybody on Twitter that is just loving Beau right now, who at Marvel does Beau have behind him, I wonder, if anyone. Again, I would love to know what he did. B said, I agree, Darius. I'm hoping they do the right thing at Marvel, right? But if they can keep the guys who did this, hire back the guys who did Earth's Mightiest Heroes and the other 90s shows, or even New Blood, to build their animated universe, this could rival or top the DC animated universe. And I'll tell you right now, I'm being honest with you, right now the DC animated universe is it's in question. It really is. We don't know anything about a season 5 for Young Justice. I haven't heard shit about that. The last time I heard something about that is it was supposed to go to Netflix, and then the last thing I heard is it may not even be happening. So Young Justice might be done. Again, I don't know if anyone's watching Crisis. I think it's good right now. I think it's good. I haven't watched part 2 yet, but from what I've seen, I need to watch part 2, and then part 3 comes out soon. It is good. The animation style is awful. DC has steered away from that animation style that was, Dark Justice, or the original the Justice League film, or Apocalypse, all those films, all those animated films. They've strayed away from that animation style and are doing this new animation style, and it's just not good. It's not good at all. B said, but that is, if they can do that to rival DC's animated universe, because we all know DC kills when it comes to animation. B said, I wouldn't be surprised if Deadpool peeks in on the What If animated series and 97. Yeah, probably so. B. Smith said the series will lose its soul if they don't retain Beau DeMayo. That's the thing. That's that spirit soul conversation. What happens? What happens? And I just fear that. I really do. Byron said he should come back if it's not too crazy. I agree. If it's not anything too crazy, I think he should come back. I mean, give him the chance. Let him come back. He obviously wants to. He's enjoying having the conversations with everyone on Twitter. Even answering the I can't speak to future seasons. Like, I was like, damn, that sucks, because he's answering everything. Raymond said he had to have done something R. Kelly level bad, but the thing is, if he did, then wouldn't we know what he got fired for last season? And then he said, so I'll answer that first. I don't know, somebody, you would think if it was something that bad, something or anything at this point in time, you would think at this point somebody would have said or leaked, or it would have gotten out what happened or something like that. But it has nothing. There's been nothing, and it's crazy. You look back on it from 8 weeks ago when they fired him the day before the first episode. He deleted everything off Twitter, left Twitter, deleted everything X-Men related off of his Instagram. Then after episode 5 came back and just been answering everybody's questions. I don't know. I don't know. And I do wonder, I've thought about it, has Marvel looked at this and thought to themselves, you know, do we need to reach back out to Bo? I mean, again, you would have to know what it was. We have to wait. I guess that's still a waiting game, if that ever comes out. Raymond also said, last season of Young Justice wasn't good. They can lose that. No, that season was not the best, but it still was good in my opinion. I thought we spent way too much fucking time in the negative zone, but it was still a very good season. And he said, are people loving Crisis? If so, they can steal that and make it Secret Wars, because I'm not keen on the writers of Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. I don't know. Again, the animated Crisis series, I've seen people talking about it on Twitter. There's conversations. I don't know about loving it, but there are conversations. Raymond also said, oh, and by the way, I heard that John Campea spoiled Deadpool 3 on Twitter, revealing a cameo. I'm pissed at Campea and the guy on Twitter who said who it is. Ooh, well, if you know who it is, I didn't see it, so DM it to me. I would like to know. Raymond also said people at Marvel and who worked with the guy are hush-hush like Chadwick's team. They're not leaking shit. Yeah, they're not going to say anything about it. Namikaze said, I'm really loving this show. It resonated my love for Marvel, not the MCU, Marvel in general. I second that. The storytelling and character arcs are amazing. They had me screaming, crying, jumping, excitement. Yeah, no, all of the emotions, you feel all the feels. Like while you're watching, you're going through a roller coaster of emotions. And it's just, again, being a 90s kid, being that 90s series, getting me into being one of my introductions into Marvel outside of the Spider-Man 90s series, it's like I'm a kid again. I saw somebody on TikTok do a video of them like in their pajamas eating cereal out of a bowl on the couch, you know, watching 97, and I'm like, that's what it was like, and that's what it feels like again. So it's been all of those emotions, and I really do love the show. I've said it many times, and this is just strictly my opinion. I saw somebody say it's the best thing since No Way Home. I think it's the best thing since Endgame. I really do. It's amazing. So, B. Smith said, my fear is Marvel is treating way like they are treating Bo the way they treated T'Challa, is what he's saying. Treating Bo the way they treated T'Challa. Oh, yeah. So we kind of talked to Raymond. We talked about that. You were here last night. We talked about that. Maybe so. That is a fear too, bro. B. That is a fear too. But yeah, no, we talked about that last night for that cameo that's supposedly in Deadpool 3. But yeah, that's the episode for tonight. I'm going to, he said I mute spoilers when we start talking about it. Oh, you muted. Oh, okay. So yeah, we talked about that then. So you just missed it. Yeah, we talked about it last night. So yeah, I do appreciate all of you guys being in the stream tonight and hanging out. B, thank you so much for that super chat. That means so much. It was very generous of you. Sorry we couldn't get Q on here. We'll get that figured out like everything else. This is you guys are learning with us. As we learn, you guys learn. Every time we fuck up, it's a fuck up for us all. Every time we win, it's a win for us all. So tonight's L was a community L. But the next W, when we get him on, will be for a W for all of us. But I'm going to talk to Henry and have him fix all this. But like I said, I do appreciate all of you guys being here. I will be back. If I'm not here tomorrow, I will be here on Friday to stream. Depending on what the news is tomorrow, I'm not sure what. I don't even know, because I'm so busy editing 97 that it takes all fucking day. I don't really know what the news was today. I get those notifications, but I haven't gone. I think I have over 50 notifications on Twitter right now. I haven't been on there. I haven't been on there and touched it, so I'm not sure. So I've got to get on there, check some DMs that I've gotten. I've got to get on there and see what I've been tagged in and see those notifications and things. So depending on what the news is tomorrow, we probably will. But if not, then it would be Friday. And again, I really do appreciate. Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, like Q said, is next week. Oh, and for my Star Wars fans, Saturday, I am here. That is a no bullshit type of deal. Why? May the 4th be with you, bitches. That's why. Okay, I'm going to be here all for Tales of the Empire. I'm going to have the way we've been doing the 97 reactions. That's how I'm doing my Tales of the Empire reaction. Bro, I can't wait for that. Did y'all see the new trailer? See the new trailer for 97? They showed Vader. Telling you, I'm telling you, that's how they get you every time with the Vader stuff. I can't wait to see him. And for my Star Wars fans, y'all know this. I can't wait to see him embarrass Offie's. He's gonna know. He's gonna know. But my question is, see, I get so excited talking about Star Wars, bro. My question is she gonna know? Is she going to know that? Fuck, that's Anakin. Like, she's gotta feel it. I mean, being a Jedi, you know, spending the time that she spent around Anakin and Ahsoka. I mean, she was for being a Padawan, always with Luminara, and Ahsoka always being with Anakin. Her and Barriss were friends. I mean, there was the whole mission that they did at Geonosis together when Luminara came to help Anakin and Ahsoka. There's the whole space mission that they were on with the little Geonosian worms that were trying to go into everybody. So I would assume the time that she spent with Ahsoka, the feelings, you know, being a Jedi or whatever, being able to feel that, she would feel that feeling is a familiar feeling. It's darker, but it's a familiar feeling. So I am very excited for Tales of the Empire. I think the stuff with Grievous, he looks so fucking good. So good. I wasn't excited about the Morgan Elsbeth stuff. I really wasn't. But once they released, and I know that that's just going to be one scene in the 3 episodes, but when they released Grievous attacking, why am I drawing a blank here? Attacking the Night Sisters on Dathomir. Attacking Dathomir. I was like, this looks like it's going to be good. And so now that we're on this little thing really quick, I think I can show this. I think I can. If I get in trouble, I'll just like trim it out later. But I should be able to show this. So, okay, everybody knows the Acolyte comes out in, I don't know. I'm not excited for it. So, I don't know the date. But I know it's the next Star Wars show. It's live action. It's not animated. It's taking place in the High Republic. This is the first anything outside of the books High Republic that we've gotten. Not too interested in the High Republic like that. The High Republic is, I mean, it's something that it's only the High Republic in the Star Wars mythology, in the canon of Star Wars. The High Republic is only 3-4 years old. It was something that was made by Disney and Lucasfilm. They created this new era, and it's not like a new created era like that. It's not like it's never been heard of, but it's never been on the canonically. It's never been on the timeline like that. So you've got all that going on. So this is the first live action show we've ever gotten with anything with the High Republic. So that trailer, that terrible trailer, in my opinion, that Disney and Lucasfilm dropped trying to get us excited for The Acolyte, is, again, The Acolyte for my Marvel fans was announced in 2019, same as Blade. So for those of us that got, wind of what the show was going to be about in 2019, that it was going to follow, a Sith, we had never gotten a show like that following the Sith and things like that. That trailer was very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. Waiting from 2019 to now and getting that trailer, I was very underwhelmed. Now, somebody recorded this, what I'm about to show you. Someone recorded this. They showed an extended, the bar fight. I forget the actress's name that plays in The Matrix. She's now playing in Star Wars. She has a bar fight that got leaked out, and it was not that bad. So I will show that really quick because it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna do the sound. I don't want to get dinged. I don't want to get dinged. But you can see the video itself. The sound here is more so. Yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna do the sound. I don't want to get dinged. I'll tell you what it is. It's. I don't want to get dinged. But you can see. There, it's just music. I love the fact that we're seeing so many different species already, so many different aliens, and that's the thing about Star Wars. I don't want to watch Star Wars and just watch people. That's not Star Wars. That's never been Star Wars. It's just music. I love the fact that we're seeing so many pretty dope. Species already, so many different aliens, and that's the thing about Star Wars. I don't want to watch Star Wars and just watch people. But see, the thing that's different about this scene that kind of made me say, okay, maybe this might be not that bad, is because we're already, first of all, like I said, all the aliens, you're already getting the Force, and that's not something, you know, and I know you would be thinking, in Star Wars, why don't you see the Force often? Because Disney, I guess, just doesn't like the Force. I don't know. Star Wars has not been Star Wars in a long time. Like the Force, you got Force being used here. And these are High Republic Jedi. And I'm assuming this is the girl, she's the assassin that is, I don't know if she's the apprentice of the, I think, okay, so what we do know about the show is there's two sisters. I think this is the sister that wasn't originally Force sensitive when the Jedi came to pick up the Force sensitive sister. And she later on became Force sensitive. The Jedi promised to protect the village if they took her parents allowed her to take her younger sister. The Jedi then reneged on that promise, and the village was then slaughtered. The daughter, this girl right here fighting the Jedi, is the one that survived and then vowed to take her vengeance out on the Jedi and killed them all. And I believe she is the apprentice of whoever the Sith Lord is in this series. See what I'm saying? Badass, bro. That's some tough shit. That's some tough shit. Yeah, Carrie Ann Moss. Thank you, B. That's some tough shit. I was like, okay, not that bad, not that bad. She looks great. The Jedi, the lightsaber looked good too. The lightsaber looked good too. And again, I know for my people that aren't like big Star Wars fans like that, the lightsabers in Ahsoka they didn't look right, but it looks great in this. The show, I can't say that the show looks great. That scene looked great. I still have my trepidation on the show because it is Lucasfilm and it is Disney, and we'll have to wait to see. And the last thing I will show before, because this again is not a Star Wars stream, but this is where's the new trailer? The new trailer, yeah. This was the final trailer they put out. Again, we won't do the sound on this one because I'll just show. So this, and I love the connection on all of this. You've got believe she is the 7th sister or the 2nd sister. She's in the Kenobi series. You've got more of the Grand Inquisitor here. Brilliant. Just the whole thing. Brilliant. Star Wars thrives in animation. You've got the Inquisitor that went after Ahsoka in the Tales of the Jedi series that she easily killed. Like I said, Grievous just looks so great. The Morgan stuff, again, I don't know why they chose Morgan, though. Is this the trailer? This is not the one where I think this is the one where they fully showed Vader. Very small, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Did anybody watch Bad Batch? I watched Bad Batch. I watched the finale this morning. It was 51 minutes. And in that finale, my God, was I not impressed. Not once. There was not really one time where I was like, oh my God, this is it. No, it wasn't. There's always a monster. There's always a monster. It was just... I mean, I really don't know what you can say about it. It just wasn't... It wasn't a finale-worthy episode at all. The Bad Batch, everybody got away, as I expected. Everybody got away, because no one can die. No one can die. And unless you're one of the bad guys in Star Wars, no one can die. In my opinion, the entire Bad Batch should have been slaughtered. Omega should have died as well. The whole ending they did with Omega joining the rebellion, okay, cool. If you want to keep that whole thing and maybe she's the only one that gets away and joins the rebellion, and she's got a chip on her shoulder, that's why she joined the rebellion, for her brothers and to fight for a cause that's bigger than herself, bigger than the galaxy and all that kind of stuff, sure, that then works. But to have Omega escape with Hunter, Rex, and Crosshair, and they're all just living older, and they've grown old and living in some fucking cave somewhere, that shit. But I called that. I said that was going to happen. I said everyone's going to get away scot-free. Everyone's going to be happy-go-lucky, and it's going to be like, yay. They killed Hemlock. And the thing, Hemlock, I don't know if this is what, they were doing. Again, it's really weird. Lucasfilm, for my non-Star Wars fans, there's this thing called canon, and there's this thing called legends. Canon is everything that is currently on the timeline for Star Wars that actually matters. Legends is the things that they've decided don't fucking matter anymore, and they're just not going to reference that shit at all. They brought some things from Legends into canon because they've wised up and realized that, hey, there's some really cool shit over here that we're not fucking with. So they pulled in, Grand Admiral Thrawn into Rebels, and now he's in Ahsoka, and now we're about to see him in Tales of the Empire and things like that. But there's a lot of other cool Legend stuff that they could pull over. But, in Legends, there's a doctor called Dr. Cylon, and I thought that maybe that's who Hemlock was going to be, who they kind of based him off of. They kind of based him off of Cylon. Cylon did weird, crazy experiments for the Emperor, too. At one point in the comics, he had re-engineered, he had taken, who was it? Was it Grievous's body and put a, what species is Admiral Akbar? Put a different species head on, anyway, brought it back to life, turned him into an android, did all these different experiments on these other different beings and things, and the Emperor put him up to this and had him do this, to possibly be a new apprentice for him if they could outdo Vader. And it wasn't those type of weird experiments he was doing. It was a whole bunch of weird type of experiments that were akin to some of the things for Project Necromancer. So when I saw that, I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're leaning into that, and we're going to see Hemlock even more, but even though there's no more seasons of the Bad Batch, so there's just, there were so many questions with that. Anyway, question's dead because he's dead. They got rid of all of the data that they collected for him. Omega, the entire Tantus was basically blown up. And at the end of that episode, you also see Tarkin come in to Tantus with a whole bunch of clones and cleaning crew, and they're cleaning everything up that the Zillo Beast destroyed. Yeah, plot twist: Zillo Beast destroyed everything. That the Zillo Beast destroyed. And he says, scrub this entire building and focus all of our efforts into Project Stardust. And again, this is why I think, and it may, when he said that, I was like, ooh, that's cool, because I know what it is. It's, it's the Death Star. I know, if we know what Project Stardust is, but this is my problem with Star Wars. We're not going forward. You know what I'm saying? Him saying, put your efforts into Project Stardust. Okay, well, that just takes you into Rogue One. I mean, that's it. That takes you into Rogue. I mean, canonically, that's not the next thing, but that's going to eventually just take you into Rogue One. We know where we're going. We know what happens after Rogue One. We know what happens after A New Hope. We know what happens after Episode 6. So all these in-between stories they're wanting to tell, I don't have a problem with the in-between stories that Star Wars is wanting to tell, but if you're going to tell these in-between stories, you damn sure better make sure that this shit is interesting, because Bad Batch's finale, to destroy, we put all this effort into Project Necromancer, and I understand that it continues on in other Star Wars projects. We didn't even get to see the clone that Palpatine was so pleased with in the second episode, and this is not no Snoke clone. This is a full-bodied, fleshed-out young Palpatine clone. We didn't get to see. We didn't get to see that. It got blown up in Tantus. In Legends, Tantus doesn't even get blown the fuck, not like that. Tantus doesn't even get blown the fuck up like that. In Legends, he does transfer his essence into that clone body, and it's not just one that he has, it's multiple clone bodies he has. Palpatine was a problem for Luke. He was a problem for Leia. He was a problem for all our heroes in the original Star Wars films, Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, all of them. Not just them, he was a problem for their children. Palpatine's reign didn't end after Episode 6, but it was so much cooler told in Legends than what Disney and them are doing now. So it's terrible. It's terrible, and I hate it. I really, really, really did not like this but I knew I wasn't going to like it. I did not like the way that this ended. I did not, and I've seen some people saying, is this going to lead to another series? God, I hope not. And if it does, I hope not with the fucking Bad Batch. It's not that I don't enjoy these characters. I do. I like Hunter. I like Wrecker. I like Crosshair. Hell, I even, more than all of them, I do like Omega. I do. I like Omega. Watching her grow, watching her turn into this, somewhat interesting character. I don't like the direction that they took with them, though. The fact that Omega is still out there, here's my thing, too. God bless. The fact that Omega is still out there, and Palpatine is he knows, okay, she's still alive. She's the key. She's the key. She's the answer to me having immortality. That's what Palpatine is after. Knowing she's still out there, knowing she's the key, why the fuck would you... It's not believable. That's what I'm saying. That the Emperor would put all of his efforts into finding Omega, regardless of how old she is or joining the rebellion. Every single effort of the Empire, down from Vader on down to the smallest fucking Gonk droid, would have been put into finding Omega, because Palpatine is obsessed with immortality. It's what he craves. It's what he's after. The Sith are obsessed with immortality, but he's the only Sith Lord from all his predecessors that was able to actually achieve immortality. But that was stolen from him. That was stolen. So now that this whole they're doing what they're doing with Omega joining the rebellion, and it's not believable, bro. It's just not. It's like, so you're telling me that he saw the clone body that he wanted. He saw the clone body he wanted, and then said, she got away. Let's put all of our efforts into the Death Star. No, no. That's not how it happens. So I just really didn't enjoy this final episode, and I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. So now I can stop being upset every Wednesday night or every Wednesday morning after watching an episode of The Bad Batch. I can just now look forward to Tales of the Empire, and hopefully any other good Star Wars animated projects they're doing. But I did call it, so. But again, sorry to go on a Star Wars tangent. That was just, I knew I was going to talk about Bad Batch. I knew I was. So, and again, no one online is talking about it. If you look on Twitter, actually, I had someone, I posted about it. I posted about it because I was shocked that the finale was going to be 51 minutes, because I thought it was going to be 23, because that's what, was online. So I retweeted it, and I was like, oh, wow, I was wrong. I stand corrected. Somebody commented under it and said, this show is still going on? Yeah, No one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. No one cares. No one cares. Even my Star Wars accounts that I'm subscribed to didn't even like make videos like saying, "Oh, the finale." No, the talk this morning was Spider-Man and X-Men '97. There was nothing online about Star Wars on Twitter. So, but anyway, thank you guys all for coming to my TED Talk and listening to me rant about Star Wars and the things I like and hate about the current state of Star Wars. And if you want, we'll have more of these Star Wars rants and conversations. But I appreciate all of you guys being here tonight. I'm going to get off here, and I will be back, like I said, probably tomorrow if the news is good enough, enticing enough for me to come in here and talk about some things. But I appreciate all of you guys. Everybody, B. Smith, Wolves in the Mist, appreciate you showing up. Raymond, appreciate it. Xavier, appreciate you. Q, I'm sure you left because I started talking about Star Wars. Appreciate you. Blue, Namikaze, I appreciate you. DJ, appreciate it. Not Again 90. Always appreciate it. Sutherland, appreciate you. And Andre, I believe that's everybody. Naries, appreciate you as well too. JD, everybody that was here tonight, thank you guys all for hanging out with me. As always, if you're new here and you like the conversation or you like the videos or anything that you've seen, go ahead and hit that subscription button. We do this quite often, not every day, not like it's supposed to be, but when we're in here, and we do appreciate the ones that do show up when we are in here. That it shows real love, and I do appreciate all of you guys. So if you're new here and you want to subscribe, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Like this video, tell all of your friends, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace out. Sorry, let me come back really quick because I did not see Wolves in the Mist asked me a question about what I thought about Lucas coming back to Star Wars. He's pissed off with Disney's version of Star Wars, or he's asking, is he pissed off with Disney's version of Star Wars? So I did see that. Okay, so on Star Wars Theories channel, he was interviewing, I forget the guy's name. He worked with Lucas before. He's worked in Star Wars, done things on the original Star Wars films and things like that. But he asked him, he said, hey, I heard rumors and whispers that George Lucas is going to be coming back to Star Wars. He's working on a project with them right now for Star Wars. What do I think about that? I don't. Here's what I think about it. And again, I don't want to go on a whole tangent here because this question alone could have been a whole 20-minute video, and I'm not going to do that. I gotta go. I don't like it. I don't know what it does. What does it do for Star Wars? And the reason I say that, God bless the maker. I love the maker. I love George Lucas. I think that he's brilliant. He created a world that was unimaginable at that time. There were studios, slamming the door in his face left and right. He was trying to get the movie, somebody to buy the rights, all that stuff. He's an innovator. He's a genius. I love George Lucas. But George Lucas is also 80 years old, and he's also stuck in that time when he was getting doors slammed in his face. As I said before, I love Dave Filoni, but Dave Filoni is literally because he was the understudy for George Lucas, a copy and paste of George Lucas. We have had Clone Wars episodes, we've had Rebels episodes, we've had Bad Batch episodes where we've spent and we've had Mandalorian episodes, live action episodes as well for those TV series where we've spent the entire episode because the ship might break down or something. The Ahsoka episode. Let's talk more current. The Ahsoka series, when the ship went down in one episode, we spent that entire goddamn episode fixing that fucking ship, and it took us until the end of the episode to get off of that planet. That's the style that George Lucas and Dave Filoni like to tell. It's the long game story. It's that long game storytelling aspect, and that might have worked back then. And even though when I go back and I watch episodes 4 or 5 or 6, it still works. It works for those films. That doesn't. But coming into now, 97 works so good in a 31-minute span is because of they are telling so many stories, and it's not messy. It's not all over the place. They're telling so many stories, so many different strands are going on at once, but they're able to, at the end of it all, still pull it all together for it to make sense. Star Wars can't do that. They can't do that. You had a 16-episode series with Bad Batch, and the first episode didn't make sense with the last episode. There were so many things still left unsaid in Bad Batch in 16 goddamn episodes. So George Lucas coming back, I don't think that does anything for the franchise. I don't think it gives the franchise any life. I think it just more so says, hey, Lucas is back. He's going to give us some old ancient-ass ideas. You need fresh, you need new, you need people that are going to come in and, like the Russos said the other day, the Russos were quoted, and I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. The Russos were quoted the other day saying this, because I did retweet this. The Russo brothers said, where is it? Here it is. They said, for us, it's all about the focus on original storytelling and new ideas. If anything, there's been too much. I mean, I think you could argue we're in a rut of repetitive storytelling. That's the whole thing I was just saying about Star Wars right now. It's repetitive. We know where we're going. I know what happens after Bad Batch. When he said Project Stardust, there were probably some people watching saying, if you're not a hardcore Star Wars fan, ooh, what's Project Stardust? Go watch Rogue One. You know what it's laid out. So it's repetitive is what the Russos are saying. It's repetitive storytelling and potential franchise abuse. Audiences want something different. And I retweeted that and I was like, yes, that's it. I would so love the Russos to bring, creative geniuses over to Lucasfilm. The problem is, and this is it, I'm done. The problem is, she is never going to let that shit happen. Ever. If you step outside the stories that Kathleen once told over at Lucasfilm right now, then how many directors have been fired? How many stories were we supposed to get, movies, series, or whatever, we supposed to get that have been canceled, tanked, or went a different direction because they had creative differences with Kathleen? For those of you that don't know, the creators of the Stranger Things series were supposed to do a Star Wars film. They had creative differences with Kathleen. Who else was supposed to? James Mangold, I believe, was supposed to. Who else was? God, there's been so many that were supposed to. Kevin Feige was supposed to. So many people were supposed. Taika, they can keep that, especially after what he did with Marvel. Don't let him touch Star Wars. All of these creatives had differences of opinions and creative differences with this woman. And some might argue, under this woman's reign, Star Wars has failed. You can't say it's winning. Oh, but they make so much money in the box office. Star Wars is going to do that regardless. It's Star Wars. It's going to do that regardless. But the conversation after the film, and if you're a prequel or a sequel fan, I'm happy for you. Maybe those films are rewatchable for you. I can't watch 7. I cannot watch 8. I cannot watch 8. And I tolerate 9 for Palpatine, but he's still very much mishandled in that film. So, no. So to answer the question, very much a little bit long-winded. Sorry about that, but no, I don't think George Lucas coming back adds any validity or does anything to Star Wars. It doesn't move us forward. It doesn't take us back. It just keeps us in the same spot of, hey, the ship's broke. Let's take 31 minutes to fucking fix it. So, but that's my thoughts on that. And this time, I really am gone. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. They need to fire her ass. But I'm gone. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. I'll see you guys in the next video.